that song back in 1984-ish? I've been to Bali too. Red Gum sang it.
Yes.
Come on, everyone was singing it. Everyone was going to Bali because Bali was like, I don't know, Spain for the Poms. Australians were just going there in droves. My friends came back with colourful clothing and the plaited hair and the leather jackets that cost nothing and copy watches, more than they could wear in an entire week. And I hadn't been. But I wasn't too bummed out by that because my parents had just moved to Singapore, so I got to get copy watches, as many as I needed, and the amount of Lacoste t-shirts, the fake Lacoste t-shirts that I bought, took me over the baggage limit every time I came back to Perth. And I got quite good at bargaining when I was in Singapore. Yes, I was pretty good. Chinatown, Little India, I could get a very cheap Lacoste t-shirt. Fast forward a few years and another bargain, I get to go to Bali and it's free because I'm going out with this super salesman who's getting fantastic incentive deals. One deal he got was every time he sold a laptop he got a bottle of Bolle. We had cases of the stuff and we were very popular at parties. And he also got a trip to Bali and we were staying in this deluxe hotel with a swim-up bar, the height of luxury. And I wanted to impress him and I thought my bargaining skills, because he was a salesman, would impress him. So off I trot down to Kuta and I get copy watches for $10 each. Bargain. Came back wearing all 4 of them on my arm and he's not impressed. You got ripped off, he said. All right then, you do better. No worries, he said. I don't actually want a watch, so this will be a piece of cake. 1 hour later, he comes back with 2 watches at $15 each. Loser. Little bit competitive, me. Anyway, we had a great time in Bali. We did all the things you do in Bali. We ordered our fringed suede leather jackets, which we never wore. I bought lots of clothes that were very unflattering but very cheap. We went whitewater rafting in Northbridge. We did the banana boating off Nusa Dua. We drank bintang, we had cocktails at the swim-up bar, and we had nasi goreng in the cleanest place we could find because we didn't want to get Bali belly. But of course, I got Bali belly. And it's very difficult to impress your lover with your loveliness when you've turned the ensuite into something that smells like the Denpasar drain. When the disgusting noises that you make reverberate the very thin hotel doors. The bottom was falling out of my world and I'm afraid the world was falling out of my bottom. But we were only there for a week, so we had to do everything, and my super salesman had booked a trip to the Holy Monkey Forest, so we were off. I clenched my buttocks and I minced into the foyer. And he took one look at my quite green face and said, "Don't worry, honey, we're not taking the bus. I'm going to get a driver." Great. So I slide into the back seat and with sheer willpower and the sort of pelvic floor muscles you only have before children, managed to make it all the way to Holy Monkey Forest. And it was a long trip. I remember every bump, every mad overtaking manoeuvre, every sharp turn, every long wait at the traffic lights. But eventually we got there. Now, you guys might not have been to the Holy Monkey Forest, but if you've ever been to Bali, I doubt that. But when we went back in the early 90s, the deal was that you got a free guide who gave you a little packet of monkey chips and then sort of took you around the forest. And the monkey forest is like this broken down old temple which is covered in rainforest and it's colonised, some might say infested, with grey monkeys. Now I wasn't feeling too flash. So there was no way I was going to be handing out monkey chips to a bunch of overfed and aggressive monkeys. No, super salesman got those. And we went round the monkey forest as fast as you can go when you're mincing with your buttocks clenched. We got to the end and I'm thinking, great, we can go home, but no, that's not the deal because the free guide also gave you a free tour of all his family shops and everyone is one happy family in Ubud. So I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to get back to that small Denpasar drain I've got in my hotel room. I'm going to have to throw money at the problem. So I go into the first shop, I see a sarong, I see some wall plaques, And I think, right, that's it, I'm going to buy those. And I'm not going to fart about haggling. Got to get out of there quickly. So, let me just describe the wall plugs for you. They're kind of like the Balinese version of Punch and Judy faces. They are hideous. You wouldn't even put them up in your pool room. Trust me, they were horrible. But I bought them and I handed over the asking price to the shopkeeper. And the shopkeeper is delighted. She takes this huge wad of cash and far from getting me out of there quickly, she then spends the next 15 minutes touching it to every single thing in the shop for good luck. And then she's fiddling around underneath the counter of the store and she comes out with this brightly painted fluoro pink wooden bangle which she presents to me. She's given me a gift. And that's when I realised I'd been completely ripped off. That night was a very disturbed night. Yes, the tummy trouble. But also because I realised the haggle queen had been dethroned. Ironic really, given where I'd spent most of the night. When I opened my bleary eyes the next day, I saw those hideous wall-plucked faces grinning at me, goading me, mocking me. They knew I wasn't the haggle queen anymore and I felt even sicker. So I picked them up and I took them and I left them on the side of the road outside of the hotel. And in a short while they were gone and I felt better. And the sarong I gave away to the good Sammies as soon as I got home. But that little pink bracelet, I kept that. It was free. It was a bargain.